All right. My first piece of advice here would be to open up a Google Sheets document because you're allowed to do this on a test because you got to sort the data and you could use your calculator, by the way. Calculator's fine. I was just wanting to show you an alternative because I want to make your lives a little easier. So blank spreadsheet. All right. And I'm going to kind of go side by side here. So I'm going to pull this out. I'll pull this out. Okay, so I want to put this into a stem plot. So I'm going to go select all these values, press Control C, and then I'm going to come in here and press Control V. So that's my first step. Okay, and I'm going to go full screen on this for just a moment. So I went Control C. You could also use a calculator on this. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to place all these values into one column. I'm going to select them and grab them. And so I'm just going to keep doing this to the extra columns here that aren't in column A. So I'm going to select the text, grab it. You can do Control C, Control V. This is just easier for me. It's like I need to move these. I'm moving them all into one column. So I need to move all the text into one column. Okay. Move all the text into one column. You can do Control C, Control V. It's a little bit of it's a little bit of work, but it's not too bad. Okay. Next, I'm going to select column A. So I'm going to click on column A. I'm going to go to Data, Sort Sheet by column A to Z. Okay. All right, so now I've got this in order. So my first group is going to be 9. So my stem will be 0 because that would be the digit there. The tens digit would be 0. Ones digit is 9. So that's how I express 9. Okay, you're probably going to have different numbers than me. Now notice it goes from 9 to 20. I still have to account for that group of the tens that I have nothing in the tens. So in the tens, I'm going to put a 1 there. I'm going to put none in here because I have nothing in the tens. Okay, so I start at 9. So I put 0s the tens, 9's the ones, and then there's nothing with the tens digit of 1. So I put nothing there. So now my next number is 20. So I'll put 2 here, and I've got 20. And I think I've got 2 27s. So 20, 27, 27. That's it. 30. So I go to 3. And I'm going to look 0, 5, 5, 3 5s is 7, 2 8. So 0, 3, 3. Wait, no, 0, 5, 5. I'm sorry. 5, 5, 5, 7, 8, 8. 4. What have I got in the 4s? I'm going to move this down. Yeah, so 2, 2, 5, 5, 8. 50s, I've got 3 zeros. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. 5, 9. 6, I've got 0, 8. 7, I've got 3. I've got 3, 8. I've got 3, 7, 9. And then 9, I got 0. Let's go look at this. So let's look at how the percentages are distributed. Are skewed or any gaps? Let's identify, do we have any gaps in the data? So we can go full screen on this. Are there any gaps? Well, we have one gap here in the 10s with none. So there is a gap that none in lower 48 states have lost from 10 to 19%. So there's a gap there. Now let's look at how they're distributed, their concentration. Are they mostly between 20 and 60, or are they mostly between 60 and 90? 20 and 60, right? We got a large amount in the 20 to 60 area. And then at last, we're going to look and see if we turn this sideways, we look at sideways, is there a tail or is it roughly the same? So is it skewed left? Is there a tail to the left? Or is it fairly symmetric with slightly a tail on the right? So like this would be the middle. And so if you look at it, it's about symmetric, but there is a little skewness to the right. So there's kind of a tail. You see it kind of tails off on the right side. So it'd be fairly symmetric, perhaps a little skewed right. So that would be your answer there. So hopefully I get nervous because there's so many values on this. And this one on your test, you'll have this one. So you got to be careful on this to make sure you don't exclude them. The next one's got a lot of stuff to sort through here. You've got research firm by data for state for number of community hospitals, the average patient stay. The data is shown in the table. We want to make a stem plot for the average length of stay in days. So guess what? We only need this column here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to select all this data and move it into a Google Sheets document, but I'll end up deleting some of it too. Hopefully do better than me here. Let's go up here to Wyoming, go back up. So select the data. I'm going to set copy, and I'm going to go back to my Sheets document, and I'm just going to overwrite this. Okay. So I only need the average length of stay, which is the second column for each state. So I only need the second column for each state. So I'm going to delete the first two columns. So delete columns A and B. I'm going to delete these two columns. I just need the second column for each state. I don't need the state values. And I'm going to delete the columns here. So I just need these data values. Okay, so I'm going to delete. Yeah, I would delete the states and delete the first column after each state because you don't need those. They want the second column. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to select these columns here, the second and the third one, and I'm going to do. You can do Control. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Control C or Control C. I'm going to copy those. I'm going to bring those down here and copy them and paste them after 18. Control V. And then I'm going to select these in this column. Control C, Control V. Okay. And so my goal is I don't need all this stuff here. I can delete that, but I'm wanting to put all the data values into one column. So I've got all the data into one column. I will select that column, go to data, sort sheet by column A, and that will sort it for me. All right. Now for the next part, what we want to do is I'm going to go split screen again. And we're going to enter the data into so 5.3 is my first one. So 5.3, that means it's going to be 5.3, no decimals. 4, 4, 5, 6, 6. And then 1, 1, 5, 6, 6. And then 4 straight sevens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have any more sevens? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 sevens. 2 8s. 3 9s. 7. Now, if you have just 7, you're going to put 0 because 7.0. So 0, 0 for that. And I got 5 7.1s there. Probably going to have different numbers than me. 7.2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 7.2s. 3 7.3s. 7.4. 3 5s. Whoops. It's only 1, 4, 3 5s. A 6 and a 7. 8, 5, 8, 6, 8, 8. 8, 5, 8, 6, 8, 8. 9, 3, 9, 7. 8. 10, 1, 2. And 11, 2. So compare the shape of the distribution. So I'll look at the shape. Is there a tail on a side? And you see it tails to the right. So this is skewed right. And that's my answer. Let's make sure I get it right. There we go.